This conference will now be recorded.
Right. There is an event, standard event called uh, show toast, standard event called show toast. So will you fire the standard event with the value provider E and the namespace and the event name, right? So you just take the reference of this event, then you fire the. So what is the use of this show toast event, the standard event? It is used to display the page level message. When you say toast message, what does it mean? The message.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Voice is not clear, sir.
This conference will now be recorded.
Right. Toast message in Lightning. So what is toast message? The message that would appear at the top of the page below the header, somewhere in this space, somewhere here, right? You might have noticed if any DML action you perform, example like I just try to modify a record, and you'll get a message, right? So with a close symbol, isn't it? So this message is nothing but now we refer it as toast message. So how do you display this for my application, for my component? When you perform something, and I would like to display the toast message, right? And the message can stay, for some time duration, or you can, by default the message will appear and disappear, or else the message will be sticky, and you have a close button to close the button, to close the message, disappear, to remove the message. So those things you can set for your custom toast message, okay, with help of parameters. With help of parameters for the standard event. Okay, so you have to fire the standard event called post::show toast. It's a event, standard event. So how do you fire the standard event? We refer with the value provider value provider E and the event name. So event name is show toast that belongs to the namespace post. And how will you refer the global event? $A get. So like you all the global event, like your application type event, you'll also refer like this only, right? E dot and your event name, right? And you take the reference into some variable, and then you're going to fire the event. You know how to fire the event, right? There is a standard method fire, will fire the event, right? But we need to set the message, right? What needs to be appeared in the message. So how will you set parameter for your event? How will you set parameter? Which method? Set parameter, right? Set parameter. So dot set params, and I'm going to set multiple parameters. So params, this is going to be a map name value pair. Okay, I'll give the title for the message. I say it's success, and I say uh, messages. Some message like this. So this is a message I'm going to display. Like what you're seeing here, below the header and top of the page. Okay, so let's quickly create a component. I'm sorry. I have to keep this in the JS control set. Am I right? Yes. And right. So now the toast event, right? The toast event cannot be fired in the standalone app. When you say standalone app, then you say you create an application and include this component, right? The toast will not fire, will not properly render when you fire this event from the standalone application. So then what we can do? We can implement this component in any of the record page. Then we can try this. How to implement this? We have to include a flexi page. Right. Right. Now I'm going to place this component into any of our record page. So we place somewhere here. Here it is. Okay, let me place somewhere here. Button is cornered here. Right. Let me test. So it must be implemented in the Salesforce Lightning Experience page in order to see it properly rendered. We cannot do it in standalone application. Correct? You got the message? Okay. So what is the default style for the message? So if we come down, um, the type, the default is info. The default is info. I believe it is in info. Sorry, default is other. Default is other. Now I made it as success. So which attribute you are going to provide? Make the style, differentiate this type attribute. I say let's repeat this, and now I'm going to include a type. We'll apply some padding. So I go with the large padding. Okay, right? We got some padding around, and this default. Okay, right. What happens? Commit one, commit one, commit two, equal to success. Default is other, and now I made as success. Okay. Right? This for a success message, and this is a default, right? Okay. Similarly, we have a mode. The mode which control user whether user can dismiss the toast or it can stay. So I go with sticky mode equal to sticky. Mode. I'd like to align this button to the center. We'll go to the alignment class. Right. Okay. So these are all default. It will be closed automatically after a few seconds, and this is going to be a sticky. This is going to be sticky. You need to close the button to remove this message. Okay, something need a user intervention to close the message. You can go with the mode stick. Follow this, so that way you can open the other properties, for the message. So message is used to give the message, and the title, where slightly a bigger font will appear. This is your message. Okay, and default. So like right, similarly, you can have a warning message, error message, isn't it? It depends upon the type value, type attribute value. Okay, and duration, the duration by default, I think it's set as 500 milliseconds. Okay, and but you can set, uh, okay, the default product value is less than, right, but you can set the message to be appearing message to appear for more duration, right? Either you can go with the sticky or else you can increase some duration. So that way you can work on the toast message. So when you display the toast message, any of your any successful insertion of the record, then delete something, isn't it? In order to notify user, that action has been performed, then you can go with the toast message. If something is successfully done, then you just have to fire the toast message. That's it. Correct. So these things you will have, the entire things you'll have here. Maybe you can have in helper message, helper class, and you call the helper class from here. Like this. Correct? Everybody follow this? So that's why you will now use a toast message to display your own custom message at the top of the page below the header. That's nothing but your toast message. Right? Able to follow this? And this cannot be previewed in standalone application. Okay. So do not try to preview this in standalone application. That will not be previewed properly. It will not appear. So you have to place this in Lightning Experience page in order to see this how it works. Okay. Either you display this as a Lightning component tab or any Lightning application page using Lightning Builder, you can do that. Okay, follow this. Are you clear? Right. And the type, design, color of the uh, content field of the message. Correct. And there is a important icon. Where is it? Yeah, key. Key is used to by default when to use when the toast type is other. Okay, when the toast type is other, we'll use this because for everything else you'll get some icon here, right? For example, success we have seen there is a tick mark will appear. Okay, if you see error warning, you may get some maybe the exclamatory symbol. For information, you will find exclamatory symbol. For error, you may find some a cross symbol, isn't it? Let's type quickly. Error. Okay, error type. I think I made a mistake here. type error mode should be a type the type those types which can be error warning success info. Error submit 4. All right, submit 4 I have to call, right? But, yeah, you can see here the look and feel is different, right? The icon is automatically uh, defined by the system based on the type attribute. So when you have a error, warning, success, or info, the icon will appear automatically. But when uh, if the toast type is other, okay, anything else you are going to the default is other, which is style like info toast. Okay, so doesn't display an icon unless specific attribute, right? So what I do, just make it as the type. The type. Okay, no icons. So this case we can so this case we can refer the icons from icon helper class. Yes. So any icons, uh, can do like this. Key. So key is the attribute now where you give the icon. Just try one. Oh, I placed it here. There is a space, appearing to place the icon, right? But icon is not appearing. Okay. In lighting design system, there is a helper class toast, right? I think here you can take the icons for your toast message. Okay. Yes. Let me quickly check icons. Okay. And these are available. Not okay. Let me check maybe later. Let me copy this. Whatever. Right. We must see this. How to override the standard actions. You know how to override the standard actions in uh, Classic, right? So I have a button new case, new contact, right? So how to override the standard buttons? Your page should be a standard controller page, right? In Classic, your page should be a standard controller page. Then you can see you can override, the buttons in the account page. If the standard controller page is belongs to account object. Okay. So here uh, we do not have any object specific model here. The component is the lightning component. The lightning component as interface. If the lightning component as interface, the interface name is lightning colon action override. So if you have such interface, no component with this interface, you will see you can able to override uh, any standard actions. The standard actions in the any actions in the lightning page is an override. Okay, let's try this. What is the step? Your component should have this interface first. Okay, if you take any component, the component should have this interface. This is my component, for example. Okay, and what is the uh, interface you should have? The page, sorry, lightning colon action order. This interface must be. So then, step 2, you have to go to the object manager. Which object page you like to override? So create a new button. Okay, create a new button, and you have to choose and you have to choose the lightning override button. Uh, let me first create and so that Go to Object Manager. Object Manager. Then go to share count. Uh, Buttons. Okay, which button you like to override? Say, for example, new button. Edit. More or less similar to your classic, but here you have just component should have this interface. And we go to Lightning Experience Override. Isn't it? The component which where you included that interface, Lightning Action override interface. Only those components will appear. Choose that and save. Now they change. So this one we have placed in placed for account, right? Placed for account. Okay. What's happening? Right. It's okay. Then it's protected. You know, flexi page. But still, I have. I need to double check. Wait 1 minute. If I just remove this, we do not have a flexi page. It's okay, right? It doesn't need actually. It doesn't need. Okay. It doesn't need a flexi page. Let me refresh because it won't take the reason. Okay. Then new. It works. It was not updated. No, it was not taken. Say for example, I modify this. Modify this. Refresh. Okay. Go to tab. So we have overridden this button. New. It goes here, right? That's okay. Doesn't need a flexi page at all. All you need is this one. Suppose when I click on a new button, I need to bring a edit form. I need to bring edit form. So how to bring edit form to get the account record? How can I get the a form to get the account record? How to do that? Okay, let me go to the edit button. Okay, so you can go to edit button. So when I click on edit, so I like to override this a drop down edit option, right? That would appear here, right? I like to edit this, override this drop down option edit. When you click on edit, it opens, isn't it? So instead, I would like to create my own form where all these values should also appear so that user can edit. Similarly, similar edit form. How can I bring my own form? How can I bring my own form? So I need to create a component, isn't it? First, I need to create a component with this interface. Quick action. If you select this, the interface will be automatically included, isn't it? So then, without writing a controller, how can you edit the any object record without writing a controller? Record edit form, right? Great. So what are the parameters you have? What are the important parameters you should have here? Object IP name, right? Opportunity. Sorry. Account in our exam account. Okay, and input field. So what are the field you like to display? edit button. Of course, you need a standard function. Action in the button. Type equal to submit. Correct. So this will not bring the record from uh, from the current page. This is just going to be a no a new input record. You can only give the new values to the account object, because we are nowhere refer the current page record, right? In order to refer, you have to go with post colon as record ID, isn't it? So let us first check this. Then I will. I think this must be included, right? This must be included, and we go with record form record ID. So, the record ID. Okay. Anything else? Let me check. Override edit action post filter. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think yeah, made a mistake. Sorry. Override action. Lightning override. Action override. Action. Okay. Let's go here. Edit. I think it's not taken the updated one, forwarded one. Yeah, it works. It works, but this part is not working. So, not any- Yes. Okay. Okay. So from any of your page, uh, any of your record page, click on edit. So it will come in, right? Are you clear? So how can you stay in the same? How can you bring the overlay? I mean, a pop-up, a model window, instead of coming to the separate page. How can you keep it in model, a model window? The overlay library, right? Flexi page, no. Overlay library. You have to include overlay library and in the model window, right? You need to, maybe you can go with this dynamic component. You know, you can include this as a dynamic component, right? So you can include everything as in the body of the component where you have a overlay library component. So you'll be able to bring this input form inside a pop-up, a model window. Got me? So using a dynamic component overlay library, you can bring this instead of now it goes to the separate page, right? Instead you can bring it this in a pop-up, isn't it? Able to follow? Okay. And you can modify this custom look and feel. I hope you know that how to work on it, right? Right. So with this, we'll close the session. We'll see on Monday. So Monday, I'm about to complete the pending topics like renderers. Okay, few information about the renderers and design tokens. Okay, and what else? I think with this we'll move on to project. Okay, with this we'll move on to project, and the project during we work on the project, then we get some new the component. So we learn as part of the project. So whatever you learned so far, we are going to implement as a project task. Okay. So whatever new things we know that we are not covered, but we need to implement in the project work. Then we just learn while doing the project. Okay. So that's my objective. So we'll have one more session on Monday. Then we'll work on the project collection. We'll see. Time permits, we'll take the correction. Okay. So we cannot go for every. We'll see. We'll take collection also. See, here I believe you can also use, there is interface called, let me check quickly before wind up. There is interface called as object name. Okay, there is interface called as object object name. Okay, so with this interface you can get the object name dynamically. Okay, with the help of this interface. You can get the object name dynamically. Yeah, this object name is attribute. Say v dot v dot s object name. Okay, right. It's not updated. Not taken. Should be update, right? Refresh, update, and brand variant is applied. Yeah, it's okay, right? It has been taken automatically, right? Okay, so unless you have object name, you cannot bring this, right? So object name is account now. So with the help of this interface, you follow this? Are you good here? Okay. Okay, I will no there are two, I think last 2 days notes or 1 day notes is not updated. So once it is update, I will I will give you I will upload the file in the drive. Okay, with the file name. Right now I just not given any day no qualifier in the file name. So let me update it later today. Okay, happy weekend. See you on Monday. Take care.